Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you hear and see me? Great. How's everyone doing with all this chaos going on outside? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking, Lubov. Hi, Anna, Patricia, Brenda. I know Patricia, Amanda, Brenda, Rex, Jesse. Great to see all of you. Deepika, Ash, hi. Thank you, Patricia. I'm doing great, Ash. I hope the same for you. So please answer the poll questions. I think the polls are open and we are going to start shortly. So before I start, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge a few things. In these uncertain times, it is more important than ever to take care of our mental and emotional health, just as it is important to take care of our physical health. Fear is energy, and the more you allow it in your life, the more toxic your energy is going to be. Be grateful for every moment that you're spending on this earth with all the amazing people around you. Whatever is going to happen in the future is not in our control. But what we have right now, what we choose to do, how we choose to use this experience, that's our responsibility. So thank you for joining me on this live training, and I commend you for taking care of your health, and you chose to come and get more information on how you can take care of your health and resolve your health issues. Usually, we have these events as live events, and we have it at restaurants, in our clinic, and we get to meet some amazing people. But what can I say? Even in these uncertain times, we've been doing these events now virtually, and we have been able to reach more people than ever and change and transform lives. It's amazing the amount people are reaching out to us to help. So, this is my background. I've been a traditional family medicine practitioner, and I also did OBGYN back home in India. But now I practice functional medicine or root cause medicine. So, this is not a webinar. This is a training about only one thing: transforming your health. So, for everyone who wants to transform your health, you are in the right place. So stay until the end for an amazing live Q&A. I will be happy to answer any questions that you have, and also find out how you can opt in for a free 15-minute discovery call with one of my team members to talk about our approach and how this can help you in your journey towards optimal health. So, what are we going to cover in this training? We are going to talk about America's healthcare crisis. We're going to talk about thyroid and autoimmunity and how it can affect your health, and how to take action and protect your health naturally. And as I said, stay until the end for a live Q&A, and you'll also get a chance to opt in for a free 15-minute discovery call with one of my team members. So I'd like to know the reason you're here today for. Please put in the chat box, why are you here? And I'll tell you my story. Why am I here? Why am I spending these evenings away from my family? I'm not just here to give these trainings, I'm here to change lives. I was obese and my cholesterol was over 250. I had tried every diet in the book. I exercised like 10 times a week. I skipped meals. I had a bad relationship with food. Every food that I put on my plate, I thought it was attacking me. Like a Snickers bar. If it was lying here, I didn't have to eat it. I just had to look at it to get fat. I was miserable, frustrated. I was afraid to step on the scale. And after repeatedly going to my primary care provider, who was only pushing thyroid medicines or something else, telling me to eat less, exercise more, cut out carbs, all the usual stuff, I wanted to find out for myself what was wrong with me, what was wrong with my body. So I got introduction into functional medicine. I did a 2-year fellowship. I got all the necessary tools which would help me and my family to attain optimal health, and I started using that in my practice. I reversed my polycystic ovarian syndrome. I lost weight and I maintained that. I also reversed my pre-diabetes, and I have been able to balance my thyroid optimally. I also have a child who was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome. And every physician that I took her to wanted to put her on 2 or more prescription drugs. I was in that business of prescribing medications, but I didn't want that to happen to my child. That's when the rubber meets the road. That's when I decided which route are we going to take. Are we going to take the same route and put her on prescriptions, or are we going to do something different to change her life forever? So we took this different route, this root cause approach. We reversed her polycystic ovarian syndrome, and she even lost weight. So Geneva, I understand that in conventional medicine, when they don't understand, they just feel that there is something wrong. It's a mystery thing, but you have to find out the root cause. There is a root cause. You are not, unless you were born with it. So thank you so much for sharing, everyone. So today we are going to talk about a little bit about the coronavirus. It would be insensitive if I didn't touch on it. I know you all have become experts in the coronavirus. You have become as good as the infectious disease specialist, Fauci, and all the other information, news that you're getting every day, how to take care of the coronavirus and who has it and who doesn't have it. So I'm not going to go in detail. What does flattening the curve mean? Flattening the curve doesn't mean that nobody will, it's going to stop. Or flattening the curve only means that by social distancing, maintaining certain hygienic habits, we will just not, all of us won't get sick at the same time. So the hospitals, the healthcare industry has adequate time to take care of the sick people. So we all will ultimately get it. So I want to ask you, do you think we all will get the coronavirus? Right? Yes or no? And I'm going to tell you how to be proactive so that even if you get this coronavirus, you have no fear of getting seriously sick. So ultimately, we all are going to get it. So the at-risk populations, according to CDC, when China was, had all this infection going on, they collected some data, and they found out that they wanted to find out who is actually getting more sick with the coronavirus. I mean, a lot of people got infected and most of them recovered, but who were the people who were really getting sick and dying from the coronavirus or getting really severe complications from that? So they discovered that it was the elderly people or aged people. It was people who had certain chronic health issues like heart disease, diabetes, lung disease, autoimmunity, and cancer patients. So people like that. Even healthy adults are there, but that's something that we will find out. Why did they get it? But usually it was the people who were really 90% and above were the people who were really sick, who got the coronavirus and got really sick from it and actually died from the coronavirus. So very few of the very little percentage were the really healthy people who got it and actually died from the coronavirus. So it was mostly sick population that got serious complications. So they are not at risk of getting it, like they can get it at the same rate as any other normal person. But if they get it, they're going to get more severe complications. What is older? So 60 years and above, Judy, is older. So 60 years and above is older, or the senior citizens, because their immunity keeps going down. Your immune system keeps on, being suppressed as you age. So answer in the chat box. If you knew what to do, Would you be willing to do your part to turn your health around? Yes or no? Thank you, Deepika. So do you have control? I know there's a lot of chaos, lot of stress, people are in fear, but do you have control of your situation right now? Absolutely. You cannot control the external environment, so you cannot control what virus or bacteria is going to be there. Yesterday it was SARS, MERS, Ebola. Today it's the coronavirus. So something will always be there. You cannot control it. But what you can control is what you put in your body, how you take care of your body, and if you have a health concern, how you actually transform your health by reversing that disease. The acute care model is required right now. So if you have a chronic health issue, it's not going to go away by just popping few pills, because that's the acute care model. That's what our healthcare industry is really good at. The acute care model, where they take care of sick people. If you have a cold, you have pneumonia, you broke a leg, you have a tumor, it's very good for that. So right now they are doing the best that they are at the type of medicine that is being practiced, the acute care model. So if you're just tuning in, what are we going to cover in this training? So this life transforming training, we are going to cover the America's healthcare crisis, thyroid and autoimmunity, and how to take action to protect your health naturally. So stay until the end for a live Q&A, and you'll get a chance to opt in for a free 15-minute discovery call with one of my team members. So this is the data which was collected when people were admitted in the hospital with flu and pneumonia. So they collected this data. If you are admitted in a general ward, like not in the ICU, your daily expenditure is $1,500 a day. ICU costs $22,000 a day, and the total cost if you stayed in the ICU for 2 weeks is $250,000 for that 2 weeks. If you are hospitalized with coronavirus and you don't have health insurance, your hospital bill will be, or it will cost you around $73,000 for every 6 days of hospitalization. So the projected cost is $73,000 if you have, based on flu and pneumonia admissions for 6 days of hospital stay. That is non-ICU admission. But if you have private health insurance, it will cover $38,000. If you have Medicare, it's going to cover about $10,500. And if you have Medicaid, it will cover about $7,500. So you can see that although the bill or the invoice is going to be about $73,000, your insurance is only going to cover that amount. So who is going to cover that rest? So what's wrong with these numbers? That means the rest of the amount is going to be paid by you. So you are going to be billed that amount minus the amount that your insurance covers. So we are in a healthcare crisis. We have a healthcare crisis, and people are getting sicker and not better. So even in this acute care model where they're taking care of these people, your health insurance is only going to cover crisis care, the crisis that it is right now. If you have a chronic disease, it's not going to help reverse that. So 75% of the $3.2 trillion spent on healthcare is spent largely on treating diseases that are preventable. That is stated by CDC. That's a big governing body. So the preventable diseases, what are preventable diseases? Autoimmunity, thyroid disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, high cholesterol. These are all preventable diseases, but we spend most of the healthcare budget on treating these or managing these. We are not treating, we are managing these patients. We spend about $425 billion a year on pharmaceutical drugs, and our seniors take 14 to 18 prescriptions per year on an average. So what does that mean? Do they have 14 to 18 diseases? What do you think? That is a lot of money, yes. So no, they don't have 14 to 18 diseases. For every drug that they take, they get 2 more to prevent something else. So if you're a diabetic, you get blood pressure medicine to prevent blood pressure, and you get another medicine to prevent heart disease, like a statin drug. And ultimately, you are on 10 to 12 drugs by the end of your life. Like at the end, so our seniors or nursing homes, they take cup full of medicines. So what's right or wrong with this picture? Doesn't everyone look so happy on this prescription drugs? So this is the picture that is projected to us. What happens when you watch Super Bowl, like the most watched TV show in America, or you watch your favorite sitcom on TV? You don't get ads of eating like healthy food like broccoli and green beans. You get ads of eating Doritos and nachos and that burgers and all kinds of food like pizzas, so many types of pizzas, and prescription drugs. You are promoted. So pharmaceutical companies are promoting their products, and that's what you see in. So you see unhealthy food and you see prescription drugs, both of which are driving Americans to that chronic health crisis, the health crisis that we are in. So what's wrong with this or right with this picture? You see this, the people are so happy, so they show you this, this advertisement where people are sad or they are depressed, and suddenly they take this wonder drug, and then the sun starts shining, and then there is a waterfall and the landscape changes, everything looks great. And then the next page they tell you a long list of side effects, and if you're dead or dying, please contact your doctor. And then within a few seconds they go back to that happy picture so that everybody forgets all those effects of that bad effects of those drugs. So remember, is there a place for pharmaceutical drugs and conventional treatments? Absolutely. Traditional medicine and pharmaceutical drugs are great at managing or taking care of acute care problems like what we have right now with the coronavirus. So it's great, but they only cover pills and procedures. They do not reverse diseases. They do not take care of chronic health issues. So there is a place, absolutely. But you have to understand that no medication is safe. So if anybody gets on a prescription drugs, for every symptom you're trying to mask, you're blocking so many other good effects of your other receptors which are being blocked. So COVID-19 is our wake-up call to be proactive, guys. We have to get proactive to transform our health by supporting not just one organ, by supporting these 7 pillars, which are more important than ever. So they are the foundation on which your body or your health is built on. Usually we used to talk about 5 pillars. We used to talk about detoxification, nutrition, fitness, hormones, and stress management. But right now it's more important than ever to talk about immune health and gut health, which are so important, which are actually changing lives, which are actually making a mark, or they are making a distinction whether you will recover from the coronavirus or you'll get more sick from the coronavirus. So if your immune system and gut health is not the greatest, you will have more severe complications if you contracted the coronavirus. So let's talk about the thyroid. Thyroid is a small gland, as you can see here in your throat area, and you have a hormone called as thyroid releasing hormone from your hypothalamus pituitary, which is in the brain, and it stimulates the pituitary to produce TSH, or the thyroid stimulating hormone. That's the screening test for your thyroid. That acts on your thyroid, and then you get 2 types of hormones, of which 93% is the inactive form, or the T4, and 7% is the T3, which is the active hormone. So you have to have T3 for your cells to activate or get the metabolic functioning. But 93% is inactive. So it's like the crude oil and the gasoline. So what does your car run on? It runs on gasoline. So your body needs the gasoline, or the T3. So it has to be converted from T4 to T3. And this conversion takes place in your liver and your gut. And if your liver and gut is not healthy, this conversion doesn't take place. And there are so many of us who have livers which are not detoxifying well, which are not getting rid of toxins, which are not converting these hormones. So your levels may look perfect, but you're still having symptoms. Anybody experience that? And even when you're converting, 20% can be converted to an inactive form, or called as reverse T3, which can block all your receptors and prevent your T3, or the active hormone, from functioning. So there are a lot of factors. So it is pretty complex. Now in the conventional world, all they check is TSH, T3, T4. They don't check the reverse T3. They don't check your antibodies. And that's how the diagnosis is missed. So, hypothyroidism, 1 in 5 Americans have a low thyroid functioning, and half of them don't even know it. And 97% of this low thyroid function is due to Hashimoto's thyroiditis, or an autoimmune condition which can be prevented if caught in the early stages and actually starts somewhere else and not in your thyroid. So this is a slide which shows that, even though your thyroid, everything may be functioning normal, but if you have some resistance at the tissue level, you will still not get the proper functioning of these hormones. So you have to have a good conversion. Your liver has to be functioning well, your gut has to be functioning well for this conversion, and your receptors have in the tissues have to be functioning well. So it's very, very complex, and it takes a lot to understand all the physiology, and that's what is missed in the conventional medicine side. So these are the ranges. So in conventional side or traditional medicine, they look at these ranges like 0. 0.3, 0. 0.4, 0.5, and then goes up to 6, and adult normal range and infant normal range. But these are ranges based upon what? They're based on people going to a particular lab, and they get their lab test done, they're put under a bell curve, and it's not accurate because your labs are compared to people with diseases. So it's not accurate anyway. These are normal levels. Normal levels don't work in your body. You have to have optimal levels, and you have to find that optimal level where your body will start functioning. So antibodies, this can be the aha moment for many people. Many people haven't even had the antibody test. So many of my clients who walk into my practice, and we do these antibody tests, and we tell them that you have Hashimoto's, and this could have been prevented. It was caught earlier, but it has partially now kind of destroyed your thyroid gland, but we can get it under control. So many people have these thyroid antibodies and don't even know it. So it's so important to check thyroid antibodies, because as I told you, 97% of the people who have thyroid disease or low thyroid functioning are due to Hashimoto's or autoimmune thyroiditis. So what are autoimmune diseases? The autoimmune diseases are where your body produces antibodies to its own tissues and starts attacking those tissues and damages them. So if you have arthritis or joint pain, it could be due to rheumatoid arthritis, ankylosing spondylitis. So you can have it in your gut, you can have it in thyroid, adrenal, hair and skin, nervous system, vasculitis. So these are so many autoimmune conditions which can all be prevented or reversed if caught earlier on. So the check engine light. Now all of you must be driving, right? So sometimes we get this check engine light on when we drive. So what do normal people do when they get this check engine light on in their car? Normal people take it to a mechanic, right? If this mechanic has an ability to turn off that light without doing anything, and he gives it back to you, and you drive it for a little bit, it'll drive a little bit, but the light will come back on again. And you go back again, and he does the same thing. So why is the light coming back on again and again? It's because we haven't solved the problem, or we haven't reversed what was wrong in the first place. There's the same thing with your body. What is your check engine light of your body telling you? If you're tired, you're fatigued, are you listening to your body? Your body is telling you that something is not right. It's not just the labs. Your body tells you about what could be wrong in your body, that there's something wrong, some inflammation, something going on. So this is how traditional medicine looks at you. Just the tip of the iceberg, right? What disease do you have? Diabetes, cancer, autoimmune, obesity. You're labeled with a disease. What's below that? It's the major part of the iceberg, looking at why you have these diseases. And that's what we do in functional or root cause medicine, is getting to the below that iceberg to find out what is causing that, because we know that one cause can cause many diseases, and one disease can have many causes. So finding the root cause is important. Asking the right questions, why and not what, is going to resolve your health concern. So if you knew what to do, would you be willing to do your part to turn your health around and ask the right question and find out why and not what disease you have? This is the functional medicine tree. This is how we look at people. We don't look at the top of the leaves and the branches and what, ICD-10 codes they have. We look at the roots. We get to the root cause of the problem and resolve it at the root cause. And that's how we get the results that we do in our practice. So, are you losing hair? Is your body telling you something? Are you losing hair? Diane Schumann was a client of mine. When she came to me, she was around 60 years of age. She was retired. She used to work in retail. She said she was so tired that she could not function. She would hardly get out of bed. She used to love line dancing, and she could not do that. She had autoimmune thyroiditis and didn't even know it. She had thyroid problems. She was on Synthroid. She was irritable bowel syndrome, hot flashes, and she was not sleeping well. So what we did was we found out, we worked on those 7 pillars that I talked to you about. So we found out the root cause of a problem. What was the stress in her life? We found out that she was having stress due to her kids. Her son, one of her sons was deployed in the armed forces. So she was having stress due to that son. She was having, nutritional, she didn't know what to eat, whether she was eating the right thing. So we found out her food sensitivity. We found out what foods were causing her those effects. She was on synthetic hormone, which was not working for her. So we had to change to a more natural kind of thyroid hormone. And she told me she didn't even know what was hormone balancing. Within 6 months of combining the detoxification, balancing her thyroid, her nutrition, she was, so energetic. She went back to line dancing. She was helping her husband who had severe COPD. She was taking care of her grandkids, and she joined water aerobics, and she was in the best shape of her life. She lost about 8 pounds, but she didn't even think she had weight to lose. Are you tired, or you're so tired you're not getting sleep? You're so tired and fatigued that you can hardly get out of bed. So is that your problem? That could be a check engine light. You could be perfectly good in the morning, but you could be crashing in the afternoon. That is also not normal. So this is a client of mine, Shannon Bowling. She came with chronic fatigue. She had been diagnosed with chronic Lyme's disease, which was, about 5 years ago. She had been on 21 antibiotics in the last 2 years. She was seeing 4 physicians besides her primary care provider. She was on 5 prescription medications. She was depressed. She had celiac disease. She had thyroid antibodies were high, and she was on the verge of losing her job, her life, her house, everything that she had built in the last 20 years. Her parents had to come down from Arizona to take care of her, and she had no social life. She was not functional. We got her on a customized protocol for nutrition, fitness. She couldn't exercise, so we didn't push her into exercise. We graded her so that she could get into exercise by stretching and other things. We reversed her autoimmunity. We healed her gut. We actually got rid of, reversed her antibodies from Lyme's disease and thyroid. She was feeling so good that she went back to working part-time within 6 months and was looking to go full-time. Her parents went back to Arizona. She was actually really grateful, and she was looking forward to having a social life and dating someone within 6 months. Are you not sleeping well? Sleep is a very important, factor. If you're not getting 6 to 8 hours of good quality sleep, there is a check engine light on in your body telling you that there is something wrong. Because if I don't sleep well, I don't feel well, and I can't function in the morning. So I need a good 6 to 8 hours of sleep to actually help my body heal, because there are many organs which do the healing process while you're sleeping. Are you having any bowel issues? Are you constipated, or are you having chronic diarrhea? That is also not normal, because having diarrhea or constipation is not healthy. I thought that when I used to have a bowel movement every other day, it was normal, and my physician didn't think much about it. But I realized that you have to have 2 or 3 bowel movements is normal for you, and you really need to have your bowels moving. Otherwise, you're not detoxifying well. You have bad bacteria in your gut, or there is something else that is going on. What about acid reflux? Write in the chat box. Is it due to low acid or high acid? Yes, it's due to low acid levels, but you are getting given Prilosec and the blue purple pill to suppress your acid. So you already have low acid and you're given something to suppress it even more. So that could be a check engine light, and that could be working against you to get your health back. And it could be from your bad gut health, which is giving you that acid reflux. So Nancy Serrano was a client of mine who came with, she had low thyroid hormone and she didn't even know it. She was hypothyroid. Her TSH was around 8 or 9. When she came to me, her main complaint was actually chronic diarrhea. She was so petrified of traveling. She was a minister and she used to preach. She used to wanted to spread the message of Christ because she had made it her purpose in life was to preach the message of Christ in all over the world, wherever she could go. But she had to stop doing that. She was so miserable. She was frustrated and she was feeling that she will not be able to fulfill this purpose because she had to be near a restroom within 6 feet of her. And that was not possible everywhere. She had to go to these remote areas where this was not possible. So she had stopped doing that. She had stopped doing things that were bringing joy to her life. And her husband was getting so frustrated and depressed looking at her. And she felt that she was dying every day with all these things. So she had chronic diarrhea, abdominal pain, fatigue, hair loss, and hypothyroidism. So she had Hashimoto's thyroid or autoimmune thyroiditis, and she didn't even know it. We had to really work with her on her gut health. We healed her gut. So we balanced her hormones. We found the foods which were causing sensitivity. We actually balanced her thyroid with the best natural thyroid, and her body responded. Within 6 to 8 weeks, her diarrhea stopped. She was slowly getting her energy back. She started going back to traveling to South America and Europe to spread that message of Christ. And she told me in the end that, I felt when I came to your office that it was God sent. God sent me to you, and God leads us to where you will get relief. And I felt that after now, I really believe in that word that, God has sent me to you to get the relief. And that's how we got. And what did we do? We just combined our transformational healing, functional medicine, and traditional medicine to give her the results by supporting the 7 pillars that were foundation of our body. Are you depressed? So depression can be also a cause, a check engine light. It could be from your gut health, from your autoimmunity, from your thyroid not functioning well. You can get depressed because thyroid is a major metabolic hormone and it affects all the other hormones. Are you gaining weight? Is it hard to lose weight? People gain 15-20 pounds within weeks when your thyroid is not functioning or when you have an autoimmune condition. So Susan Walker was a client of mine. When she came to me, she was a retired nurse and she wanted to be a health advocate. She wanted to start a second life, a second business. But when she came to me, she says, how can I help people when I cannot help myself? I'm 50 pounds overweight. My thyroid is not balanced. I'm tired all the time. My joints ache. I'm on blood pressure medicine. I'm a pre-diabetic. And all this is causing me a lot of anxiety. And it's affecting my relationship with my husband and my children. So we had to work with Susan in a different way because she had a lot of stressors in her life. So we had to first calm down her stressors. We had to manage her stress. We had to actually work with her, giving her some guidance on mind and body healing. We balanced her hormones. We healed her gut. We put her on the best thyroid medication that was available, that was working for her. She within 6 months she lost 40 pounds. She was off the blood pressure medicine. She reversed her pre-diabetes. She was so energetic. She was planning her daughter's wedding and she called me and told me, Dr. Mini, I am climbing these stairs up and down every day, going to all these wedding venues, planning my daughter's wedding, tasting all this food, and I'm keeping up with all my family. And I'm in the greatest shape I've ever been thanks to your program. So that's what supporting these pillars do to your health. Is not just one or two things. You have to have all of them in line to get the health that you want. Are you having joint pain or swelling? Many people have rheumatoid arthritis along with thyroid dysfunction. Are you having fibromyalgia? Are your muscles aching? This is all a sign, could be signs of autoimmunity and thyroid dysfunction. Jean King was a client of mine who came with rheumatoid arthritis. When she came to me, she said, I want a solution for one thing, that should be able to open my jars myself. So she told me that she had to wait the whole day till her husband came back from home to open cans and jars. She stopped working because she could not type. She used to be a receptionist in a doctor's office and she could not function. She was gaining weight. She was tired. She had memory issues. She had thyroid problems. She was on multiple medications like Humirage, prednisone, methotrexate, synthetic thyroid medicine. And she was actually waiting for the birth of her new grandchild, and she wanted to be a part. She wanted to help them, not be a burden on her kids. So she wanted to get into the best shape of her life. So actually healing her body, her autoimmunity, we got into her in-depth analysis of her history. We found out what she's deficient on, what is her gut health. We balanced her hormones. We actually managed to find out what is the reason of her autoimmunity, and she got off all those prescription medications. She was on the best thyroid medication, which was helping her get her energy back. Her joint pains, aches, everything went away. And she went to Oregon. She was taking care of her newborn grandchild and the 7-year-old while her daughter-in-law was recovering from labor and delivery. So she was so excited to be in this shape. She could not imagine 6 months ago that she would be in this kind of shape. Are you having a skin rash or eczema? Now, Shannon Bowling, I talked to you before, she had a rash for about 10 years and she didn't even know why. So we actually found out she had celiac disease and we helped her reverse her celiac disease and the rash went away. So that could be one of the signs of autoimmunity and thyroid issues. So this thyroid gland is a small gland, as I told you, in the neck, and there could be something wrong. You could be tired, you could be losing hair, you could be gaining weight, and you could be on the best thyroid medicine and you could still not feel right. Sandy Waters was a client of mine. When she came to me, she had gained about 30 pounds in the last 2 years. She was working full time. She was trying to take care of her mother. She had no energy. She was losing hair and she had severe constipation. She would go once in 7 days and she thought it was okay. And after her mother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, she even got more stressed out because she had to do a lot of things for her mother which she didn't plan for. So Sandy was very close to her husband, and her husband was on the verge of retiring, and he was telling her to retire too. But she could not think of it. She loved her job. So we had to keep her on her job and still find a plan. So a lot of clients come to me who are working, and we still get them, get their schedule right. We get them on a plan that will work for them. So we customize her nutrition. We healed her gut. We reversed her autoimmunity, and she was put on the compounded or the natural thyroid medicine. And actually, her brain was sharper. She had more energy. She was working full time and taking care of her mother. And she recently came to me. She has now retired, and she's taking care of her mother full time and taking care of her family. So if you're looking to transform your health, book a call. Book a free 15-minute discovery call, calendly.com/Anchor Wellness Center /thyroid-discovery call. Free 15-minute discovery call with one of my team members where we'll discuss about how these 7 pillars can change your health and why we want to make sure that this is the approach you're looking for. And why are we doing this? We are doing this because in these uncertain times, we don't want to waste your time, energy, or investment in something that will not work for you. We want to make sure this is a good fit for us to work together. So make sure that you click on this link. It will be also in the chat box, calendly.com/Anchor Wellness Center/thyroid discovery call for a free 15-minute discovery call with one of my team members. So after the free call, you get a chance to come for a virtual consultation for 1 hour with me, which is only for $87. Our regular price is $287, but in these uncertain times, we have cut it down to $87, $200 less, because we want to make sure that this is a good fit for us to work together. We want to make sure that we are not wasting our time or your investment or energy in something that will not work for you. So you'll get a chance to talk to me, where we will sit down knee to knee, go over your health history, and customize a plan. So we want to individualize and customize a plan, so we get to the root cause of your health and health issue and reverse that. So pillar number 1 is stress. So I'm talking about the 7 pillars that can transform your life. Pillar number 1 is stress. Now, what are the stressors? Where do we get stress from? We can have physical stress, which can be from injuries, accidents, surgeries. If you're an athlete, if you're over exercising, they're all a form of physical stress in your body, which will increase your cortisol and cause the flight and fight response. Are you having any chemical stressors? Where do we get that from? From the environment, from the air that we breathe, the foods that we consume. Our processed foods, can they be a chemical stressor? Now, if your liver and gut are not functioning well, even certain beverages can be a chemical stressor, and they can stress your body out. What about those packets that are found on the table, like baby pink, baby yellow, baby blue? Why are they marketed in such innocent colors? They should be marketed in black with a skull and crossbone, because one of them damages your gut, one of them damages your brain, causes Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and one of them actually can embalm your body while you're living. So it's not safe for you. And these are marketed in such innocent colors to make it look good to you. What about emotional stress? Can that affect our body? Absolutely. We have stress from things that are out of our control. What do we have control over? Right now, as you can see, people are so stressed in fear and panic over things that are out of their control. We cannot control the coronavirus. What we can control is ourselves, our health, and our lives. So we can control our stressors so that we can prevent progression of diseases. Many people say we'll not have any stress when I retire, or I'll not have any stress when my kids leave home, or I'll not have any stress when my spouse leaves me. When will we really have no stress? I'm sure everyone knows that, when we are dead. So we'll always have these stressors. So how do we manage these stressors? That's a very important point, that we help manage stress in our clients so that they can prevent progression of their disease process. Pillar number 2 is nutrition. Nutrition is highly important. Now, what is the purpose of your food? It can be either the most powerful form of medicine, or it can be the slowest form of poison. So the best food, I've heard, is at the end of your fork. Now, many foods, they can be bad for us. So what do the foods do? They promote, they give us energy, and they promote growth and repair of tissues. Now, can a donut fit into that description? Why, energy-wise, donuts can give you a high, but they cause you to crash. It causes a growth in your tissue, but in the opposite direction. So what causes growth and repair of tissue? It's real food that comes from the ground. Plants, vegetables, nuts, berries, lean animal protein, they all can cause growth and repair of your tissues. What about calories? Do calories matter? Calories are important as long as you know how that's going to affect your body. A 80-calorie brownie and an 80-calorie apple are not the same. One promotes fat storing hormones, the other one the fat burning hormones. So say, for example, two sisters, one eating 1,200 calories of standard American diet, say of donuts, and the other one eating 2,000 calories of healthy plant-based nuts, vegetables, fruits, lean animal protein. Who do you think at the end of 1 year is going to have more percentage of body fat? The one who's eating 1,200 calories. Even though she's eating less calories, she'll still have more percentage of body fat because of the kind of food that she's consuming. So what about vitamins? Do we need vitamins? And why do we need vitamins? We need vitamins because the nutrient value of foods are not the same as it was 20 years ago. So that's why we need to supplement, and we need to find out what really are the needs of our body. So these are some immune supporting foods which you can introduce in your day to day, diet, like daily diet, like 2 3 cups of green leafy vegetable, 3 cups of sulfur containing foods like cabbage, garlic, onion. You can also add like colored vegetables and fruits because they have phytonutrients and they're really really good for you. Cabbage, garlic, onion, yes, they are good for you in moderation. Of course, there is a concept where you should not eat too much of cabbage, broccoli, kale for people who have thyroid issues. But you have to find out if you're sensitive to those foods. Absolutely, Priyanka. Cabbage, cauliflower, they are not good for people who have thyroid issues, but it can be beneficial too if you eat it in moderation. If you eat a lot of it and you eat it every day, then it's not good for you. Yes, Geneva, over the counter vitamins are only absorbed 20 to 30%. Pillar number 3 is detoxification, like liver, gut, lungs, skin, and kidney. These are the organs which detoxify, get rid of toxins. Now, it sounds like a bad word, but your body is doing it all the time. And most of the times it's not doing it effectively. That's why you're getting these symptoms of being tired all the time, or you're losing hair, your thyroid is not functioning well, you're having bowel disturbances, you're not sleeping well, joint pains, body aches. All this could be not getting rid of toxins. So the liver and gut are the main organs. So what do you have to do? You just have to support them at the cellular level to do its job, so that it can metabolize better, it can absorb better, it can get rid of the toxins, it can produce good hormones, and it can actually break down your inactive thyroid to the active form so that your body can use the thyroid medicines. Detoxification. So the liver takes place. What is detoxification? Is that it converts insoluble toxins into soluble products and your body can get rid of it. The same thing with the hormones. It breaks it down into soluble products so that it can be eliminated from your body through gallbladder, through the kidneys and everything, through the gut. But if it is not functioning well, if you have deficiencies of, in step 1, step 2, you can see those nutrients. If you're deficient in those, this detoxification doesn't take place and your liver gets overwhelmed. Pillar number 4 is hormones. So we have about 600 hormones in our body and they all have to be optimal and they have to be done in a particular fashion. You cannot just treat the thyroid and forget about the adrenals and your insulin or your sex hormones. They all have to be optimized. There are many hormones which are fat burning and some are fat storing. Fat burning hormones are growth hormone, thyroid hormone, testosterone, insulin like growth factor, and fat storing are insulin, cortisol, and estrogen. But we need both of them. They have to be optimal. They have to be well balanced. So you cannot want only fat burning hormone. You have to have a balance of fat storing hormone, otherwise they are not going to work. So which body type are you? When your hormones are not balanced, your body will tell you by depositing fat in different areas. Like if you're estrogen dominant, if your estrogen is high, you have fat deposited in your hips and thighs. Adrenal type of body, where your gland is not functioning well. These are small glands over your kidneys which produce the stress hormone cortisol. You have a big belly, so you have the stress fat, actually that belly fat. You have thin legs and thighs. You see a lot of people have that when they are in high stress jobs or they have a stressful home environment. This is a body in which the thyroid is not functioning well, where you have fat deposited all over your body. And your body is not being able to metabolize well, is not absorbing well, and that's when you deposit fat all over. This is a body in which your liver is not functioning well. So what causes damage of the liver? It's infection, medications, and alcohol can be a toxin too. So infections and exposures, medications are the major cause, and alcohol. So a lot of people don't think, but every prescription drug goes through your liver. And if your liver is not functioning well, you will not break it down effectively and you'll retain more, or you'll absorb more, or you'll throw out most of it, and it is not effective. So can liposuction get rid of this kind of fat deposition? Well, temporarily, yes, but not on a permanent basis. So you see many people who go and get liposuction for, fat loss, they gain it back, and they gain it back in different areas which look even worse. So this is what I was talking about. The hormones have to be balanced from the foundation up. So your insulin, cortisol have to be balanced first for your thyroid and adrenal to work. And then your thyroid and adrenal and insulin, cortisol is going to balance your estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. So you cannot go for the tip of the triangle first and forget about the rest, or go in the middle and just balance your thyroid. If your insulin, cortisol is not balanced, even your thyroid will not work. And this has to be looked and in this approach. And that's the approach we use. We check all your core hormones to make sure they are optimized and balanced. This is Carolyn Hicks, a client of mine. When she came to me, she was in her 60s. She had just lost her husband a year ago. She was tired. She was gaining weight. She was depressed. She had autoimmune thyroiditis, and she didn't even know it that she had Hashimoto's thyroiditis. She was on a synthetic thyroid medicine. She was not sleeping well. She had constipation. She had anxiety. When she came to me, she was in double mind whether she would be able to change her health or not. So we worked with her. We worked with her stress. We worked with her stress because we knew she just had lost her husband. So she was under tremendous mental stress on losing a life partner. So we helped balance her health. When she came to me, she said, when I was sitting in the room and you were giving the seminar, I felt you were talking to me. Everything that you spoke, I felt connected to that. And that's what led me to you. Within 6 months of customized nutrition, fitness, she was not exercising. We got her into fitness. We balanced her hormones. She reversed her autoimmune disease, and now she's in the best shape of her life. She's sold her house. She's moved to a condo, and she's close to her daughters. She travels all over. She went to Hawaii 5 times last year. Unfortunately, not possible this year. She went 5 times, and she with her friends, her family, and she was having the best time of her life. So pillar number 5 is fitness. Does everybody know that sometimes your body is telling you that that exercise is not for you? Like, you should not be exercising if you're not wanting to exercise, because it's your body's way of telling you. And it's not because of laziness that you don't want to exercise. It's sometimes that your body tells you that you're not in a condition to exercise. So most of my clients who walk into my practice, actually 70% of them, we tell them not to exercise, and they still get results, because that not exercising gives the time for the body to heal. So understanding that, getting to the depth of finding out which fitness routine will work for you, what is going to work for your genetics, for your metabolism, for your hormones. When should you exercise, in the morning or evening or in the afternoon? You have to know all these things about your body. And if you just push yourself, you're going to have detrimental effects on your body, and actually gets worse. So have you seen people who actually gain weight when they exercise? It's your body's way of protecting you, body's way of telling that we are under stress and you need to slow down. So fitness is important. We want our clients to be able to reach that stage where they are able to do their chores, pick up bags of groceries, to go to the gym, to walk, take a walk, to be able to pick up their kids or their grandkids and play with them, to have that romantic date night with their spouse, and do all this for the rest of their lives. But if they are not in a condition right now, we don't want to push them towards that. Immune health is more important than ever right now. Yes, Brenda, you can have more water than you require. You can have too much water too. You have to know the right amount and how much your body is retaining. So immune health is important, and it has to be optimized. It has to be balanced. These are the two parts. Th1, Th2 are two parts of the immune system, and they have to be in optimal levels. And that's what is happening when people are not having the immune health. That's when they are getting more complications from the coronavirus. Those are the people who are getting more sick when they are contracting this virus. And the same thing with autoimmunity. This is your body's way of actually showing the dysfunction. That means your two parts of your immune system are not functioning, and that's when you develop thyroid disease, autoimmunity, gut health issues. They can all be caused due to immune system not functioning or the other way around. So those are the seven pillars, and this is your gut health. And gut health is also really important right now because your gut is connected to your brain. You don't have a healthy gut, you don't have a healthy brain. It also affects your absorption, it affects your nutrients, how much nutrients you're getting from your foods. It affects the lining of the gut, and which could be broken down, and you could be absorbing bacteria, viruses, yeast, fungi, parasites, undigested food particles which are causing inflammation in your body. So you have to have proper gut functioning. That's the digestion, absorption, ex, you know expulsion, and also removal or the detoxification. All these things have to function well in your gut to get you to the health that you want. So this is a healthy gut on this side. As you can see, the cells are close together and they are tight junctions. You can see here, this is an unhealthy gut where the tight junctions are broken and you're absorbing undigested food particles, bacteria, viruses, and toxins going into your bloodstream and causing inflammation. So poor gut health can lead to this autoimmunity. It can lead to many chronic diseases. So let's talk about labs. Let's see why your labs are normal, but you still have symptoms. So I have so many people who come and say that, oh, everything looks normal, but I don't feel right. I'm tired and I'm on the best thyroid medicine. And my doctor says that, everything looks normal. Well, as I told you, how do the labs get these ranges? About 3,000 people go to a particular lab and they get their labs done. Their results are put under a bell curve, and then your results are compared to their results. So, how many of you think that those 3,000 people who went to the lab were all healthy adults or healthy people? So, your labs are compared to people with diseases, and it's not accurate anyway. So, even if your range is 0.3 to 4.5, the functional range is 2 and below, up to 1.8 or even lower than that. And I ask my clients, how are you feeling at 2? And some people don't feel good at 2. They feel good at 1.8. And when they get to 2.2, they really start getting tired, losing hair. So there is a fine line which has to be identified by your physician to where your optimal levels need to be. These are another couple of labs which we look very closely. So we look at labs very differently from conventional medicine. This is testosterone in men. It's had a range from 200 to 800. A level of 250 in men will cause them to be tired. They won't be able to exercise. They'll gain weight. Their cholesterol, blood pressure, memory, all will be affected unless their level is above 650. So that's the optimal level. This is another stress hormone, the cortisol. It is high in the morning and low in the evening. It works with your circadian rhythm or wake and sleep cycle. And if it is not high, if it is higher than normal in the morning, you're agitated, you're stressed, you can't sleep. And if it is lower than normal, then you're tired. You have to drag yourself out of bed. So it has to be optimized, and it has to be low in the evening so you can go to sleep. And some people have it reverse. It's low in the morning. They have to reach for that pot of coffee, and it's high in the evening when they can't go to sleep. So why do we need those 4 levels? Well, you need the 4 levels because you could be normal in the morning, but you could be crashing in the afternoon. And you have to have these levels checked. If you have stress, if you have anxiety, depression, you're not sleeping well, if you have thyroid disorders, you really need to get your cortisol checked because it can really affect your thyroid. And we have to know all these 4 levels, but it's not what is the most accurate test. So we do different tests in our practice. We do urine, stool, blood, saliva. So accurate test is a saliva test and not a blood test that we do in our practice. So answer in the chat box. If you knew what to do, would you be willing to do your part to turn your health around? So this is what I spoke about. So I've told you what doesn't work. Let's talk about the missing pieces from your health, from the way conventional medicine looks at us. So these are the 7 pillars that we support. Is nutrition important to us? Absolutely, but you have to know the kind of food that is going to work for you. I cannot tell you kale will work for you, or garlic will work for you, or onion will work for you, or red meat is going to work for you. I have to know the sensitivity. If you could be eating in a garden of Eden, but if your liver and gut are not detoxifying well, they're not getting rid of toxins, you're not going to get the results from that good nutrition. So we have to detoxify. It's not sitting on a pot for 3 days or eating weird food. It's regular food and regular bowel movements, just supporting your liver and gut at the cellular level so that all your cells get cleaned out, you produce good hormones, you absorb better, you get rid of toxins, and your gut can get rid of yeast, bacteria, fungi, parasites, absorb nutrition from the foods that you're consuming. Is fitness important to us? Absolutely. We have to keep moving, but we have to know the right kind of exercise. We should not be over exercising, or we should not be exercising if our body is not in a state of exercising, and we have to recognize that. So, getting the right kind of fitness routine that is going to work for you. What about hormones? You have to optimize and balance all your hormones right from the foundation to the top. Only then your thyroid, adrenal, insulin, cortisol, sex hormones, they all have to be optimized and balanced because they work in symphony with each other. Managing your stress is going to be a key factor in resolving your health issues. So we work with the mind, body, we support our clients, we have constant contact with them so that we can help with their stress management. Immune health is more important than ever right now. So helping with the immune health is going to be the key, because immune health will help you, or it will prevent diseases. All these diseases like cancer, autoimmunity, this is all due to imbalance of your immune health. And right now, people whose immune health is not functioning well, they are the ones who are getting more and more sick. And of course, what can I say about the gut health? It has to be optimal, right prebiotic, right probiotic. The good bacteria and bad bacteria have to be in balance. Your lining has to be healed. You have to be absorbing well. You have to be digesting well. You have to be producing good enzymes to digest your food. So these are the pillars. I can tell you to do this. I can tell you to do that. You may not understand and you may forget. So let's show you how we do things in our practice. So we treat the whole person by putting all these pieces together. And many clients come to me who tell me, oh, I have done fitness, or I know how to eat, and I'm taking hormones, but they're still not feeling good. They still have come to see me. So there is something missing, because 94% of failure is due to not having a system. And even my program would fail if it didn't have all these pillars combined with coaching and mentoring. So they did not fail, but the system failed them because it was not foolproof to get their health back. It was not supporting all these pillars which need to be done together. So you cannot work with just one or two or three pillars, or you cannot say that I only want this or I only want that, because when you walk into our practice and you want your health back, you would want all of them to get your health to where it wants to be. So book for a free discovery call at calendly.com, Anchor Wellness Center, thyroid-discovery call, for a free 15-minute discovery call with one of my team members, where they'll discuss your health history and see if this is the approach, the 7-pillar approach is going to work for you. And why are we doing this? In these uncertain times, we want to make sure that this is a good fit for us. We want to make sure that this is not a waste of your time, investment, or energy, and we can work together. So that's why we are doing this, because we have been inundated with calls, requests to help people to help us. And so we are really, really busy, and we want to make sure that this is a good fit for us. So that's why this free 15-minute discovery call will give you some answers to see if this is the solution, or this is the approach you're looking for. And after your free discovery call, you'll get a chance to book 1-hour consultation with me for only $87. Our regular consultation price is $287. But because of these, as I told you, uncertain times, we have cut it down by $200 to only $87, where we'll sit down knee to knee, go over your health history, and come up with a customized plan to help you reverse your autoimmunity, your thyroid disease, any other health concern that you could be having. We are going to show you how this 7-pillar approach can help you get your health back. So if you're just tuning in now, what have we covered so far? We talked a little bit about coronavirus. We talked about America's healthcare crisis, how insurance and our healthcare model is not giving our people their health back. It's only good for acute care model, acute care diseases or acute care problems, and not for chronic health issues. We talked about thyroid autoimmunity and how it can affect your health and how it can affect your life and how you can take action to protect your health naturally. So we're going to stay until the end for a live Q&A, and you'll get a chance to opt in for a free discovery call. So do you have control right now? Absolutely. We cannot control getting old, but we can be proactive. We can consider food as medicine. To heal our body, we can address the blood sugar swings, improve our heart health, boost the immune system, minimize inflammation, calm autoimmunity, and balance our hormones. So by using this 7-pillar approach, we can take control right now. So which path are you going to take? You can take all this information and just put it to the side and do nothing about it and stay stuck with your health issues, be on prescription medications, be tired, gaining weight, losing hair, or you can take this information and change your life forever and get into the path of wellness, reverse your autoimmunity, be on the best, thyroid protocol, reverse your hair loss, lose the weight that you want, improve your sex drive, or whatever, your diabetes, whatever you want to do. Now, I know I'm talking to a lot of people today, but 70% of the people are going to be in the category where they're going to do the same things and get the same results. And it'll be 30% of the people who are ready to take action and change their health forever. They are going to be the ones. So I'm talking to the 30% who really want to be proactive. And so click on that link and you will get a chance to book that free discovery call. Can you predict the future of your health? Absolutely. By ordering the right tests, determining the true underlying cause of your problem, focusing on the cause and not the symptoms, correcting your dysfunction and not altering your labs with drugs, addressing your body as a whole, a systematic approach with using the 7-pillar approach, and coaching and mentoring is going to get you there. So the coach and mentor is really important because the answers to your solution is not in a book or blog. So along with this, you also get a coach and a mentor who will guide you through every step. So tell me, I may remember, show me, I will remember, involve me, I will understand. It's a very famous Chinese proverb. I've given you a lot of information. How much of this will you remember in the next 48 hours? 7% by research. So showing you and involving you is going to help you understand. So I'm going to ask you, how many of you are here to change your health, want to transform your health forever? I'm going to ask you to take some action. So click on that link and book your discovery call. So wake up and stop procrastinating. What is the difference between the cat and you? I know it's got a remote and the beer, but a cat has 9 lives and you have only 1 to change your health forever and take action on it today. So many questions, people ask me questions. How long is the program? I don't know where you are. I have to first go over your history to see where you are. So that consultation will be important to where you want to be. It may take me anywhere from 3 months to 6 months to 9 months to a year. So I cannot tell you right now how long. It is customized for each person depending on what they need resolved. What is my investment? How much are you worth? So your investment, do you want to pay for this? This is a cost and not an investment. Or this. Well, fortunately, our programs are not so expensive. If you are willing to invest in your health, it's going to be much, much less than this. Do I take insurance? Well, unfortunately, if you were well and you didn't have problem and you have health insurance, if your health insurance resolved your health issue, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be listening to my training. You would be already better. So obviously your health insurance is not resolving your health issue. So if I take insurance, I will have to keep you stuck in that model because it only covers sickness and not wellness. So unfortunately, we cannot take insurance because we make our clients well and not keep them sick. Is the diet weird? It's real food. Vegetables, fruits, meats. You never have to eat anything that you don't like. You never have to count calories or portions or any of that. Do I have to run miles? As I told you before, that you don't have to over exercise. You don't even have to exercise in the beginning. We get you there slowly. We want you to start moving, but we want you to move in the right direction and not have bad effects from the exercise. So, do I have to come in? You don't have to walk into our office or step into our office if you don't want to. We do everything virtually. Right now, with all this going on, we have been able to take clients from all over United States and outside United States, and we have been helping them virtually with all their health needs. So you absolutely don't have to come in. If you live close by and want to see us, we'll be happy to see you with all the precautions. So book that discovery call. And now someone said that Geneva said that that call link was not working. So is it working now? So click on the link calendly.com/Anchor Wellness Center /thyroid discovery call, and we will be happy to help you. This will be a free 15-minute discovery call with one of my team members where we will see how this 7-pillar approach can help you resolve your health issues. And why are we doing this? We are doing this because we want to help people, we want to serve people, we want to make sure that this is the right approach for you. And after the free discovery call, you will get a chance to book a consultation for only $87 for 1 hour with me, where we'll discuss your health history, come up with a customized plan that can help you resolve your health issues. We are doing this because we want to make sure that this is a good fit for us to work together. So if you have any questions, I hope you enjoyed the training. I had a great time talking to you. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer any questions, and book your call at on that link. So is anyone having any trouble clicking on that link? Thyroid can cause joint pains too. Yes, it can cause, and actually thyroid could be connected to autoimmune thyroid and rheumatoid arthritis also. Sonu Patel, any satisfaction guarantee? So what you're saying is that you don't take any risk for anything for your health. Can anybody give you a guarantee for anything? You should run. If someone tells you that I guarantee you I'm going to give you your health back, you should not walk, you should run away from there. But what can I say? We have had great results, more than 95% of, if you do what we tell you to do for 95%, even 80 to 90%, you will get the results. Result orientation guarantee. Yeah, so it depends on how much you follow. You do get you will get results if you follow the plan. This Calendly URL is not valid, someone is saying. Jenny Nancy. She can't click. People can't click on the link. See in the chat box.
I just click. It works. If you click on the top link, that may not work.
Then the second link, we are typing it again. So click on that link. We are typing the link again. Do you have any other questions? It says this when I try. The link is not working. Do you help people with thyroid so they don't need medication? Judy, it depends how much of your thyroid is working after you've been. So Christine said the link worked, so she was able to book. So please click on that link, and we are typing it again. So Nancy and Sandy. So this is the link that will work. Yes, Daisy, we will be posting it. How does some, so your thyroid depends on how much of your thyroid is still functioning. So how does someone know how much of your, we do certain tests, we do certain advanced tests to find those things out.
Will you be needing current blood work?
If you have current blood work, I'll be happy to see them at the time of the consultation. You can send it to me in advance before your consultation, and I'll be happy to look at it and give you some remarks on that. If you've had something done in the last 6 months, where to send? So, first book your discovery call, Saida, and then they will tell you. So, when you talk to my staff, a team member, they will tell you where to send it, send your blood work. Elena, first I have to find out what you really need. So I cannot tell you. Every test has a different cost to it. So I don't know what test you're asking about. Can thyroid affect your eyes? Yes, thyroid it's an autoimmune condition. So once you get one autoimmune condition, you have 25% chance of getting other autoimmune conditions, and it can damage your eyesight too. Any other questions? Any other questions before we end? I hope everyone could use the link. Thank you, Judy. Thank you for coming. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next coming weeks to help you resolve your health concerns. So Hazel is saying she cannot access. Can I call for 15 minutes since the link doesn't work?
Go to website and book
Oh, you can go to our website. I'll just type in the. Okay, so call this. We've given you email. Just give your name, email, and phone number, and we will contact you. Okay. So you can even call this number. So if having any issues with the link, most of the people were able to book their call. So, but if you're having any issues, Nancy will be happy. Just email us or call us on that number, and Hazel too. Thank you, everyone, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
You put the wrong number.
Oh, sorry. 1588 71367. That's the cell number. Bye, everyone.